Most people don't actually understand risk. They confuse it with fear, and that confusion leads to terrible decisions, especially in careers, money, and life. Today, I'm going to try to help you fix that. Here's the core mistake most people make. They treat risk as something bad that should always be avoided. But that's not how real decisions work. Avoiding risk doesn't make you safer, it just changes which risks you will take. Risk affects almost every major decision we make: what job we take, when to leave, where to put money, whether to start something new. But most people were never taught how to evaluate risk properly, so they avoid good opportunities or walk straight into bad ones. So here's the biggest misunderstanding: risk doesn't mean a bad outcome. Risk simply means uncertainty about outcomes. Something that can be risky and can still be worth it, and something that feels safe can still be dangerous. Fear is emotional, risk is problematic. Now, now we're at an area where fear gets mixed in. Fear asks, what's the worst that can happen? Risk asks, how likely is that, and how severe would it be? Those are two very different questions. When fear drives decisions, people overreact to dramatic but unlikely events, and they ignore slow, predictable risks. We fear sudden losses, but we're comfortable with quiet erosion. Take a moment and let that sink in. Let's look at careers. Staying in a miserable job often feels safe, but the long-term risk is burnout, stagnation, and lost earning potential. The danger isn't sudden, it's gradual. Now, money. Investing feels risky because prices in the stock market move, but holding cash forever has a predictable risk. Inflation quietly erodes your purchasing power every year. Avoiding risk doesn't eliminate it. In business, launching something new feels dangerous, but doing nothing while competitors innovate is often riskier. The biggest risks are usually invisible and delayed. Even smart people misunderstand risk because human brains are terrible at probability. We overestimate rare events. We underestimate common ones. And experience often reinforces bad intuition instead of fixing it. So here's a better way to think about risk: simple, practical, and usable, in 3 steps. Step 1: separate likelihood from impact. Ask, how likely is this outcome? And how bad would it be if this happened? High fear doesn't automatically mean high risk. Step 2: compare risk over time. Don't just ask what happens if you act, ask what happens if you don't. Inaction has a risk profile too. Step 3 is the most important question: what risk am I already accepting by staying where I am? Avoiding decisions doesn't eliminate risk, it just chooses one by default. Good decision makers don't avoid risk, they understand it. They separate fear from probability, they look at risk over time, and they choose trade offs consciously. If you want more real world thinking skills like this, please subscribe. And a question to end this week, or on this episode: what risk are you avoiding right now? And what risk are you accepting instead? If you would like, please add your comment into the comment box.